I don't even know. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Jon.
And I'm Matt, and we're Affinity Fish.
We are on the beautiful banks of the Beaver River.
Today we're doing two dishes. First up, we got a little bit of the hay-smoked lake trout. The lake trout has been caught in Georgian Bay, where actually this river flows into. That's being served with a little bit of daikon radish, some ground elder that we picked, which is like a wild edible.
We're cooking a rice pot made with a whole bunch of wild forage greens, some fiddleheads, some wild leeks. We have on top of that grilled white perch from Lake Erie.
For me, like, I've literally never cooked in a location like this before, so yeah, that was kind of challenging, like the rocking of the things while I'm cutting, but yeah, super fun. Super cool to be like right beside the river and like using stuff that's like, it's all from here, you know what I mean? It's not fish from Japan, it's, you know, it's fish from the lake this way, right? So
it's amazing to be out here and getting to cook in nature and also cook with nature and use these fish that are seasonal, they're local, they're part of our culture, our heritage as, you know, as occupants of Ontario, and you know, you couldn't ask for a more beautiful setting, perfect weather. Yeah. Getting a sunburn out here, it's fantastic. Yeah, working on the shank grill was awesome. It's an amazing tool, super easy to use. Cooking outside can be really challenging, but yeah, it made it very, very simple and enjoyable.
It's like super functional. You know, we cooked like 5 or 6 different things on top of this fire, all with this grill, so it was actually like, worked super well.
So the plates we're serving things on come from our collection. We've collected a lot of Japanese ceramics. The square plates that the sashimi is served on actually has the May iris flower. In Japan, each month has a flower assigned to it, and the iris flower is on those plates, so it's kind of a festive May, you know. The knives that we use are very important to us. The processing of the fish is just as important as the catching of the fish. So in order to make something beautiful and delicious, you have to use the right tools. So using, you know, really well-made, handmade Japanese knives is a must.
I got into cooking, you know, those old KD commercials? And there's like this little montage of this guy that used to, like, he was like in university or whatever, and basically it was just like him eating KD 7 days out of the week. And I like walked up to my dad, I was like, hey, can you teach me how to cook? Cause like, I don't wanna end up like that. And he's like, okay, you can cook 1 meal a week for the family. And I started doing that when I was like 10. And learned a lot of good recipes from my mom and stuff like that. And I started working in restaurants when I was 16 years old and never looked back.
I got into cooking through my parents. They were both really into food. I was kind of a rambunctious, underachieving teenager, so I was looking for a job pretty quick, and when I turned 14, I started washing dishes in a restaurant. I read a couple of Anthony Bourdain books and thought that might be a cool thing to do, and I just loved it. I fell in love with the whole culture of the kitchen. It wasn't even so much about food when I was, you know, a teenager, but just the kitchen culture. I worked for a couple years in Toronto and went to cooking school in New York, and then worked a bit in Manhattan and then in Japan after that. So Affinity Fish is a company we started about 2 years ago that's devoted to the most environmentally sustainable and socially ethical, high-quality fish in Ontario.
Basically, we work with First Nations fisher folk, and we buy directly from them and try to sell to restaurants in Toronto and the GTA, as well as outside the GTA, Montreal and Ottawa. What we try to do mostly at Affinity Fish is create a market for underutilized bycatch. So that being, you know, lake trout, right? Lake trout is, you know, some people use it for sport fishing and stuff like that. Where we actually catch it, it's been stocked in the lake, and they've actually been kind of destroying the whitefish population. Everybody knows about Georgian Bay whitefish, but they've been kind of eating all the whitefish. So the more we eat of this kind of species of fish, the better. Also, the way we served it, I think, is super important because, you know, nobody's really ever tried like raw lake fish because, you know, it's not safe. And basically we're trying to a part of us creating this market for these species of fish is us cooking them and us knowing how they can be cooked, so that when we actually do sell to chefs and restaurants, we can be like, actually, you can prepare it in this way, and it is delicious.
Wow, I'm hoping with the opening of our shop, it'll be a success and people will appreciate what we're trying to do. Chefs have already been really receptive to the product that we're bringing into Toronto, and we're hoping as we get into retail sales that, you know, home cooks will be able to have access to our fish as well and appreciate it and enjoy it. The more connected we can get people to the food that grows and comes from their home, I think the better off everybody will be. And yeah.